Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday. First and foremost, I do hope that all of you guys are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff because life's too short as is. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of your faces here every day of the week, every Monday through Friday. It definitely makes my day brighter to see you guys and knowing that you want to look at my ugly mug. So thank you. And then do always look in the description box for more information on the daily films, such as a brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, the runtime of the cut I am watching, along with a little bit of trivia if there's anything worthwhile of mentioning, and along with that there's going to be a link for a trailer. Sometimes it's a link for a scene. It just depends on how I guess obscure the movie is that I'm about to review, because some of the stuff I do come across, I have a hard time finding scenes or trailers, but I do try to always come through. I do my best. I do my best. Anyways, let's move on to the movie today. This one came out back in 2012. This is none other than Black Metal Veins. Yes. Black Metal Veins is a very interesting documentary, by the way, folks, and this is released from our fine folks over at Unearthed Films. It is a standard issue press DVD, no DVD-R nonsense. There is zero reversible artwork. There is a ton of special features on here. You get a commentary with Lucifer Valentine himself and a bunch of other music videos and things of that nature. I'm trying to think if there's any deleted scenes. There might be. Yeah, there's a couple of deleted scenes in here. But anyways, it's worthwhile checking out them special features if you did like this movie, because it does add a little extra to the story itself. Now, what is this movie about exactly? Like I said, this came out in 2012. This one is definitely not rated. It is uncut and uncensored, which cutting Lucifer Valentine films would be kind of weird, in my opinion. I'm not huge on his films, but it'd be kind of weird to cut something that is as vile as it already is. It would just be weird. I don't know if that makes sense. This one runs at an hour and 33 minutes. It stars Brad Allen. His mom, Paula Allen, is in here, and then we got Raven, who is one of our main stars. Her and Brad are basically our main two. Follows them the most. We got a guy named Doom. We got a guy named Chris. We got Autumn Misery. We got Mark Dykman, Kim Dylla, and Theo. And like I said earlier, this is directed by none other than Lucifer Valentine, the man, the myth, the legend. He definitely is one of those. He likes to keep his identity obscure, which I think that's kind of cool. It sometimes gets overused in today's horror society, but between him and Mary and Dora, I think they're perfect enough, and they're enough to. I don't think anybody else should keep copying that. I think it's kind of weird as well. Come on, guys, go by your real names. Anyways, but what is it about? Like I said, it is about a group of people that are heroin junkies, amongst other drugs as well, like the Oxycontin. They smoke crack. What else they do? I think they do coke, if memory serves me correct. There's a scene where our main guy Brad is getting shot up in his jugular, which would be this side. Getting shot up in his jugular with not jugular, but the vein there next to it, with whiskey. So it's that kind of shows you the kind of partiers that these people are. They are very hardcore and are relentless when it comes to the savagery of their addictions. It's very sad. This is one of those movies you look at them and it's just a giant train wreck from beginning to end. Um, I don't feel bad for these people because they continuously put themselves in these situations, but there are parts of it that I'm like, wow, that's a little overboard, guys. Like, there's a scene where one of the girls in the movie, I can't remember her exact name, but she was a really bad junkie, and she did anything that was in her path, and she was also a prostitute on top of it, and she was helping pimp out other hoes to this old man that had a lot of money and was just looking for a good time, things like that. Like, she was a very skeezy person. But there's a very brutal rape scene that involves her, and it is definitely full on rape. She is passed out beyond belief, in my opinion, and I think they took things a little overboard. It's not for my judgment, though, to really say it should be cut or anything, because I think having that in there was not a good idea, but it helped add to the degree of filthiness and degradation and how low these people go when it comes to their addictions. So you got all of that in mind. What else do we got going on here? This girl named Raven, who is a huge, huge train wreck herself. She has a boyfriend who is in the Navy, or he's in the armed forces in some way, shape, or form. But at first, you do not see him. He's not around, and she is very loose, I guess. She is not kind of slutty. She is slutty. Like, she walks around naked. She does stuff with the Bradster, Brad Allen. I don't know why I called him the Bradster, but I thought that was kind of fun. But anyways, like, there's stuff done with him as well. She's involved in that rape of the other girl. They tie her up, and at one point he sticks it in her butthole. I'm sure she didn't poop right for a while afterwards because he was a little violent about it, in my opinion. That's a hole where you can't where you got to be careful with. You can get poop all up in you, all in your pee hole, and you get it all over you, and that's just icky. That's just gross, man. Anyways. But each and every one of these people are just completely just reckless, and it's intercut with different like interviews with different people of the group, like ones that die essentially from their drugs, and ones that basically split apart because they get tired of everyone dying, and they're tired of being so close to people and watching them die, even though they are a part of the problem themselves, because they are junkies. They're flat out, they're junkies. So, nothing against any of you guys that do drugs out there, but these are your perfect example of bottom of the barrel when you've gone too far, too hard in life. You're 1 foot in the grave. These people really do not care that they are either. They're very, very nonchalant about it. They're very bitter kind of people in ways, because some of the stuff they say is very, very spiteful and angry, not like directed towards certain. Well, it is certain people get talked shit about, but there's a lot of things that in here that you got to take with a grain of salt as well. There's stories that Raven throws out here, that a lot of them throw out there, that it's like, I don't know, should I believe you or should I not? I don't know, because like there's guys talking. There's one guy in particular. He's talking about how he lost everything he had. His old lady threw him out, and this and that, and how he's watching people die, and he's just, the way he says it, it's just like, are you, like, I get what you're picking up. I'm picking up what you're putting down, homie. But are you really that affected by everybody else, or are you just a somebody who comes along, uses and abuses, and then moves along their way? Because let's just face it, guys. If you know junkies, they are very abusive towards themselves, towards everyone around them. For the foremost, that's a very big stereotype. Not all of them are that way, I imagine, but I don't do drugs. I'm drug free. Not that I'm making myself sound better than any of you. That is not my intention. But I'm trying to think of the one girl that gets raped. There's a really weird, like, thing with her, how she's being interviewed and she's throwing up in the toilet, and she's being interviewed in the process of it. It's very gross, for one, but it is kind of like soul shattering in ways, how she talks about how she's pimping off all these other girls to this guy, who basically, I think she said he was really ugly and nobody really wanted anything to do with him. Kind of one of those kind of guys. Kind of a sad ordeal, but he pays, his way of getting attention is paying these girls with drugs, and she talks about how she gets them to go and perform fellatio on these dudes to get their stuff. Like, it's very, I guess when you're that far down on your luck, you really need to, as much as I hate to say it, you need to either shit or get off the pot. I don't personally like watching junkies die, but I also am one of those that feels like a lot of junkies are very selfish. They're selfish people, and it shows in this movie how selfish and self-absorbed these people really are. They are dredges to society. They're derelicts. They're people that I would not want to be friendly with. I would personally just be like, nah, I'm good, homie. You go along your way, I'll go on mine. Just leave me alone. Leave me be, because I don't want anything to do with you. Ooh, Matt, you getting worked up right now. I need to dial it back a little bit. I've had friends and family that I've lost throughout time that were junkies through not heroin but other drugs, and it upsets me. It upsets me how selfish people can be. But anyways, now as far as any kind of ratings go with this thing, it's filmed really well. It's edited very, very smoothly. There's no like weird momentum shifts, changes that go in any like it doesn't drag itself down, which is not. I mean, considering the content, that drags you down because it is so vile. But the filmmaking is done very well. The interviews are, like I said, they're a little bit hard to believe. The only one that I really kind of am like, okay, he might be telling truth most of the time, is the Brad Allen character. Or not character, the Brad Allen person. He's one of those that he seems to make more sense. Seems to be more not full of shit like most of the other ones were. Which, by the way, that guy, at one point he pulls open his mouth and he shows his lack of teeth, and it is just absolutely just rancid and wretched. It's gross. And then he pulls off his socks to show his swords that he has for toenails, and how gross his feet look like. They look like trolls' feet. They're pretty rough looking, man. I'm not gonna lie. And if any of you guys from the movie happen to see this, if you're still alive, no offense, but you need to get you need help. Just saying. But let's give this thing a 3 out of 5 on the technical side. But we're going to give it a 3 out of 5 on the entertainment side as well. It's bordering, this is like a 5 out of 5 movie in my opinion. Not really a 6 out of 10. Not a 5 out of 10 movie. This is not 6 out of 10 movie. I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times now. I've made several people watch it with me. It's one of those where I'm like, hey, you guys want to see something really messed up and a movie that will make you lose a little faith in humanity? And this is the movie I show. Just because it's so raw and so real, and they do happen to make it look like Raven, our main girl in this, happens to die in the very end of it, which she did not die. Word around the campfire is she got herself clean. How true that is, I don't know. I hope so. I hope so for her sake and for her children's sake, because she had kids. She had 1 or 2 kids, I can't remember, but she was definitely a mother. But it ends with her like looking like she's died. She was basically raped, in my opinion, like another raping, except for she was a little more compliant. She at least I guess she was with her own partner, but she was so drugged out of her mind that she didn't know what was going on. And then our Brad comes in, and he's also a part of it. And like it's triple X when it comes to that. Like you see insertion, you see her sucking wiener. I almost said the COCK word, but either way, she is performing fellatio on the guy, but at one point or another, because you get to watch them have sex twice. You get to watch a couple people have sex and multiple times, including the rape. So, alright, that's enough. I feel like I'm done with that movie for the day. I'm not 100% what I'm going to do for tomorrow. I kind of want to keep it on this extreme, raw, disgusting vibe where I'm at this week. But honestly, both Freak and Necromance were both amazing films. I really enjoyed those for the week. But this one is definitely one of the tougher watches out of all of them, and it's not because how bad it is. It's the content is very very raw. I'll leave it at that. You guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, and as always,